Megan Rapinoe blames Dave Chappelle for violence against trans people. And what I heard she said the other day was that when she retires, she's going to do something like she's saying that men should be in women's sports now, but she plans on retiring after the next World Cup, which I think is this year or the year after. I don't know. I don't know when the Women's World Cup is. Probably nobody knows except for the people who are involved in it, I had to guess. But Megan Rapinoe blames Dave Chappelle, and I'll engage now with my goggles. Rapinoe has no problem placing blame when it comes to the debate on transgender athletes. Dave Chappelle never even spoke about the men and women's sports, I don't think. A
Yeah, but
wide-ranging feature for Time magazine prior to the upcoming Women's World Cup. Rapinoe said she had a problem with Dave Chappelle, Martina Navratilova, and Sage Steele for their opposition to transgender women in playing in sports. Why does the New York Post play this game? Because I think because they want to be appealing to both sides.
well,
I
first of all, let's just Time magazine. Let's never forget. Let's never ever forget the shadow cabal that fortified the election or whatever it was. I'm paraphrasing there, but those are the people who came out and told us, yeah, maybe we might have pulled some strings on this one because these plebes couldn't be trusted to vote for our guy. So yeah, everything you thought was up was up. Let's just preface that about Time magazine. They clearly cannot be trusted, as if any other media outlet could, but whatever.
Time magazine was one of the respondents to the button push in 2016 after Trump won. Somebody somewhere, I like to imagine it's like like a 600-pound shirtless guy who's operating 60 screens at once. He presses the button. Time magazine has an alarm go off. Rolling Stone has an alarm go off. Every outlet that you thought was just a regular outlet just turned on their machine and the gears started turning. They had to start pumping out the propaganda. Like all these women's magazines too. The kids magazine. What's the famous kids magazine that's like really far left?
I don't know, but
Teen
there's
something.
Teen Vogue. Is it Teen Vogue
Yes,
or
it is.
yeah, yeah, they're crazy.
Sorry, I can't see. Well, you got sunglasses on now
I
too.
had to do it. Yeah,
Nice. People are gonna be like, "Why are these losers wearing sunglasses?" And
it's
eventually
Florida,
they'll get it.
baby. This is the Sunshine State now.
It's hot here too. It's like 85 or something. In a wide ranging feature for Time, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to mince words about it, Rapinoe said. Dave Chappelle making jokes about trans people directly leads to violence. Megan, I want to be clear when we're saying this, Eric. And if I could see, I would do it better. Megan Rapinoe says that Dave Chappelle making jokes about trans people directly leads to violence. He goes from saying the LG and the B aren't that bad, and then the T is taking over the car. He was speaking literally. Somebody literally drove a car into three trans people as he spoke that joke. She also says whether it's verbal or otherwise against trans people, when Martina or Sage or whoever are talking about this, people aren't hearing it just in the context of elite sports. They're saying the rest of my life this is going how I'm going to treat trans people. And this is correct, Eric. This is correct. This is how you need to treat it for your entire lives. Men should not be in women's sports. They should also not be in women's bathrooms or anything like that. What the hell is that sound?
Oh, could you hear that?
Yes.
That was my notepad. Sorry.
You got notes on trans people now? That's
No,
sick.
I'm just rearranging here a little bit. You don't have to get too up in arms about it. I didn't think it was that loud. It was just literally me moving my pen and my phone off of my notepad. But now I feel like I should have taken notes because I totally forgot what I wanted to say about this. Oh, Rapino, whatever her name is. These people don't even care how much of a meme they have turned themselves into, right? Like, doesn't she walk around with blue hair or purple hair? Like, it's like they're not
Purple.
even, yeah, they're not even trying. Yeah, exactly. Okay, she's not even trying to break the mold even a little bit. She's saying, I've become a meme of myself, right? These people are beyond parody. I walk around with purple hair. I scream that Dave Chappelle words are literal violence, even though had he said if a black person says nothing, there's no jokes. He is a comedian, by the way. But if there's no jokes about a trans person, then we basically have to worship the ground that they walk on, right? We know about that, right? Like, what do we see it on YouTube, we see it on Spotify, we see it on Amazon, we see it on all the big tech platforms. Uplift black voices, support black businesses, and support, do everything black. Dave Chappelle, a black man who, granted, doesn't need your help. He's incredibly filthy rich for the past 3 decades, or at least 2 decades. But it's funny how, well, yeah, all the black people, but not this one, because he said something that is true that we don't like, and those words have now been translated into literal violence. It's just an absolute joke.
She also famously said, if I can find the buttons here, that obviously the men's team and the women's team needs to be paid the same. Obviously, they should not, because they don't bring in nearly as much money. She plays, as we've mentioned, probably 5 times at least now on this show. She plays on the same soccer team as our wonderful soccer star Quinn, who is non-binary. She goes by one name. She's Canadian. Her
The
name is
Kindle.
Quinn. Yes, we love her for it. We love that she doesn't know who she is, and yet still nobody cares about their team. Nobody can. I can't name their team, and this is in my wheelhouse. I don't know what city they play in, so they have the biggest name in soccer for women and another non-binary girl, and it's not putting butts in the seats the way it is for I don't know, British people, I guess.
Non-binary girl. They
That's
make it so
right.
difficult. They make it so difficult to even make sense, right? Like, you're not a girl because you're non-binary, but they're trying to look.
But
We're
yet there
old
are
enough.
2 genders. I'm not one of the 2 genders, but also there are only more than 2 genders.
Turn it up, Jordan.